Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Stamping A to Z. I'm Linda Gibbs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada. If you're looking for a demonstrator in Canada, I'm here to help. I can ship anywhere in Canada. You can join classes online, any of that kind of stuff. Stamping A to Z is a weekly series that I do every Wednesday at noon Mountain Time. It started with how to use all the different products and different ways to use them, and now it's kind of just expanded into anything and everything. Today I'm super excited because I had requested Stampin' Up! To come up with some foil stuff because I had seen lots of companies doing the foil plates and the foil machines, and I was like, oh, I wish we had more technique stuff. And then I cannot take credit for this. I saw it on a video, a couple videos actually, where people had figured out how to make things look like they've been foiled, but they aren't. So it's faux foiling. So much fun. So you get the look of foil without the foiling, and Stampin' Up! Has more than 3 different colors, but 3 packs of specialty paper right now of, I think they call it foil paper. I will look as we're going. So that's what we're going to do today. If you're watching, please say hi. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear where you're watching from. Hopefully you enjoy these videos. If you have friends that would like to watch, now's a good time to hit the share with your friends. If they're not on Facebook, I do post these onto YouTube afterwards, so you can always find them on YouTube as well. All right, let's get you turned around. And before I do, we're in July now. So last I was here, it was June. So now we're on to the July fun. Tomorrow is the exciting release of our online exclusives. So we had a sneak peek at a few of the online exclusives, but the rest of them are being released tomorrow, and they are available to everyone, customers, anyone. So you can go onto my store, lindagibbs.stampinup.net, and you go on to online exclusives, and that's where you will see those new things tomorrow, not today. There's the one that I'm super excited for. So they kind of gave us a teaser of it, but we weren't allowed to pre-order it. So yeah, I'm excited to see that one. Anyways, and one more is, so July is, I don't know what it's called, the promo, but it's for every $60 you spend, you will get a $6 coupon to spend in August. It will be sent by email. It is a code. It's not like a physical coupon or anything. So for every $60, you'll get a $6 coupon code. So make sure if you're close to, like, say you're in the 50s, you want to bump yourself up to 60, or if you're close to 120, just make sure you bump yourself over so you get that extra discounted stuff. All right, now I can turn you around. And, all right. Do the transition here. Oopsie, I had this turned from a different, I was trying a video. I made an album for a friend's baby as a baby gift, and I wanted to post it on Instagram, but then I had to video it differently. Anyways, you don't need to hear all that. Let me pull up Facebook on here so I can try and see comments. Like I said, say hi. My iPad is not always good at telling me who's watching. So I do try to check the comments as I go. Here's the July host code if you are putting in an order through me. And yeah, okay, so if you want to find the foil paper, so we've had foil paper. This is nothing new. We've had it forever and ever. You can find them now in the new catalog on page 127. I'm wondering if I should zoom in a bit. Oh, in a minute. So right now we have the holographic trio, which goes with the astronaut paper. I will show you that in a second. We have the rose gold paper, and we have the gold foil sheets. So those are the three kind of foiling options we have right now. We've had blues, we've had silvers, we've had coppers, we've had everything. So if you have something in your stash that's foil paper, pull it out, because that's what we're going to use to do this technique. Okay? Okay. So, what should we do first? First one we will do, so this is supposed to be the idea of using a background die. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to show you. Ideally, I didn't want to use the two background dies I used in my last few videos, these ones. They would look beautiful. I ended up using just a large floral to use as my background. I used this artistic floral. So you don't have to use a background die to have the background look. I think that this petal patterns would make an absolutely gorgeous die for this technique and this card. I just don't have it. So if you have it, try the technique with this one. I think it would look absolutely stunning. I haven't been able to get it yet. You know, you can't have everything. Okay, so the first one I'm gonna do, like I said, is with this, where did it go? This artistic dies, this flower. And it was once upon a time bundled with the artistically inked. It's been around for a while, but it's still in our annual catalog. But it's no longer bundled. So it's a little more that way. So the rose gold foil, no, it's called rose gold specialty paper. They don't call it foil paper anymore. I'm not sure, maybe because there's different. So there's two of each of these. There's kind of, I don't know if the video will catch this, but this is kind of more of a matte finish. And then this one is kind of like a holographic rainbowy one, super shiny. And then there's one in here that is just like a foil. So you can use any of these. I wouldn't recommend the matte necessarily to get the foil look because you want it to be shiny. So I ended up using this one, but this one, if you want just a rose gold, would be great to use. But I just wanted to show you that there's three different papers in the rose gold specialty paper. Okay, so then I've got a piece of white, basic white, not the thick one, just the regular one. Then I ran my rose gold through my cut and emboss machine. I did that off screen because I'm going to have other stuff to do with my cut and emboss machine. So I was trying to make things go a little bit faster because, as you know, a lot of the times I do go over half an hour, which is kind of my goal. So yeah. Anyways, so I've put adhesive sheet on the back of this just to make my life much easier. You could use glue or like a spray adhesive, but the spray adhesive would dry quickly. However, the glue, you would have to make sure it's very dry before you do this, before you do the next step, because it will make a mess of your paper otherwise if it's not totally dry. So that's why I'm using the adhesive sheet. Now the adhesive sheet does add a bit more thickness to your paper, so you kind of have to watch that. You'll see why in a minute. So I'm just gonna peel this back, and it looks like things are still stuck. I did run my brush over it, and it's pretty good at peeling everything with it. Let me just get my little garbage here. I don't want that. And you just want to take off the extra pieces. I'm not worried about the little dots. To me, that's not a big deal. I mean, this is just super pretty on its own. And that's the thing with this, you don't have to do this technique, because even just doing this alone, you'll see, is very pretty, but it's just a different look. So if you like the foil look, which is, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's kind of a flat, not flat as in not shiny, like not flat like matte, but flat as in it's even with the paper that it's on. So you'll see cards at the store that have shiny writing or objects, but they're flat with the paper, not, here you'll see as soon as I stick this down. Ah! Okay. So we will stick this like, kind of want it centered, like so. Okay, and we're going to stick it down. Okay, so it's beautiful, it's pretty. You could totally use it like this, but I don't know if you can tell in the video, there is a lip, like it's sticking up from the paper. So the whole thing is to make this look like it's foiled. That's where your cut and emboss machine come into play. So you will get your machine and you will have to play. If you have this machine, I can help you figure out the stacking. However, so if you want to stack and run it through, I would suggest using just the regular, the 2, and then 2 clear plates, the 3s, and then a couple of paper shims to really get it tight to flatten it. And you'll have to run it through a few times. I then discovered better way. I don't know if it's a better way per se, but if you have, so these are not, they don't have these anymore, unfortunately. This was part of the embossing stuff. It was by Sizzix, so you can probably find it on Amazon if you really want to get your hands on it, if you didn't get them before they discontinued them. And then I just find if you have something that has a bit of give, it allows this to sink into the paper and be more even. The only downfall to this is because there is that squishiness, sometimes you get a bit of buckling with the paper around, and then you just have to run it through the straight plates afterwards. But that's kind of what I have found. So we're going to test this because I was using a different sandwich before. So I wasn't using this white plate, which is what you're supposed to use with these. I was using just another 3 plate, and it was pulling it so much it was tearing it, because you can probably tell I have a few cuts in here. It must have cut through the die or something, and so when it pulled, it just pulled everything apart. Anyways, I don't know why my dogs are barking. They're just being noisy today. Okay, so I'm going to run this through here. Oh, sounds like somebody is home, so maybe that's why they're barking. So now you can see that it has pushed it down. So either if you don't have the softness, you're just going to roll it through until it's flat. So now we've got flat with the paper. If you really want to flatten it some more, you can take that soft stuff off, put your other plates back on. You can put this plate, just sorry, so one of the sides has got sticky because I used glue instead of an adhesive sheet, and I did not let it dry. I'm gonna have to use some alcohol to get it off, but that'll just flatten it a little bit more. So if there's any wrinkles that came up, oopsie, then you can get it. But see, it's it's flat, but then the back is no longer flat, which is fine. We're not gonna see the back. You're probably like, why did you just flatten that out? But that's just if you like the look of the foil, right? It's just a totally, look at me. I like, that piece is stuck here. Ah. I should have left it on there. Now I've got a mess. Oh well. We'll hide it with our sentiment. Okay. So you can leave this white. Oopsie. I'm really making a mess. Oh my goodness, you guys, you didn't tell me I had stuff stuck all over this. All right, I'm really gonna put my sentiment right there. And then, so you can leave it like this, or I'm gonna show you that here I just took my blending brush and some lemon lolly and I went over and I colored it. Now the reason I colored it, the reason I even wanted to color it was because like I said, I had some glue on my plates and it kind of made some marks, and I just thought the yellow would be more forgiving than the white. And then I cut it out with the deckled rectangles. And then I just added the happy birthday, which is stamped from the matching stamp set. And you have a very simple but beautiful card. So what do you think? Yellow? White? My first vision was white on white, but I like the yellow. I think I might try a different color on this one. But let's move on, because that's not, it'll take too long if I think about every single one and change it up. Whoopsie. All right. Okay. Second one. Where did my second one go? On the floor, maybe? Yes, on the floor. Should I do this one next? Or the other one? I'll do this. Okay. I don't know which one is my wow card. We'll make it the other one. Okay. So for this next one, I pulled out, so I wanted to show you guys all the different paper options. This is the holographic trio. I just got this paper. I hadn't gotten it at the get-go. There's 3 different papers in here, 2 each. So there's like a holographic, I don't want to say it's all one color, but it's kind of even. This one is kind of an ombre, rainbowy color. Not rainbowy, pink to blue, pink to purple, purples, purpley blues. And then this one's silver, but it has that kind of texture. There's no texture to it. It just looks like it has texture. So those are the 3 in there. So this next one, I wanted to show you that you can also do this foiling with any of your dies, single dies. It's more, I'm going to say, I think it's, what's the word I'm looking for? It is more effective or more realistic if you use dies that have thinner detail. Not necessarily more detail, but like the thin detail versus like big, hunky, chunky, hunky. Oh my goodness. Pieces. This next one that I'm doing has both thick and thin pieces. I am combining them all and you'll see what it looks like. It's effective as well, but I think it's because I've layered it with the more, with the thinner dies as well as the thicker. And I'm missing a flower. Oh dear. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I used that ombre paper to do the thinner pieces. And then I used the textured paper to do the middle piece. And then I've got these. So I could just do it like this with the thin piece. I decided to do 3 layers. But now I'm wondering if I should just do the 2. Let me think. Should we try with just the 2 and then I can show you what 3 looks like? Let's do just 2. And then I'll show you 3. So you can layer the 3, right? You can, these go behind, so you would glue. So this is where I ran into trouble with my plates because I hadn't put any adhesive sheets on these. So I used glue. So again, if I'm doing this, and even when I glue this piece down, you want to let it dry, because if you don't, when you run it through, it squishes out no matter how little glue you use, and then you have glue everywhere. All right, okay, so I'm going to set these aside. I promise I will show you what it looks like with the 3 layers. I'm going to show you 2 layers, and then you can decide which ones you like. So, like I said, I'm just going to put dots here. On all these, and hope they'll probably squish it out because we don't have time to let it dry. So make sure you use adhesive sheets. And I don't have any, and I wouldn't want to use spray on video either. Right? All right, I didn't pop this piece out. Oopsie. Okay. I'm just gonna put that onto here. Oops, I don't think I put enough glue on the leafy part here. And you want it, I mean, you want it stuck down, because otherwise you're not going to get that foil look, because it'll be sticking up, which kind of defeats the point, right? Okay, so we've got that. Then I did put adhesive sheet on these ones, I believe. Yes. Hopefully you guys can't hear my stomach, because it is like, oh, it's hungry. It's not happy. It says feed me. Okay, I thought I would eat after the video, but apparently I should have eaten before. Okay. Oops, this isn't. See, and that's the thing. If you don't put enough glue, then you've got it coming up, right? So it's better just to use the adhesive sheet. That way you don't run into that problem. Okay. So that kind of looks cool with the 2 colors on there. I probably should have used a 3rd color instead of using such a close color to this, because you can't really see the texture behind there. So and then we're going to run it through again. This time I'll show you what it looks like using the plates. So if you don't have the embossing plate, you can still do this. Okay, so I'm going to take some shims here, which is just some pieces of paper. Put it underneath. And then you're going to put preferably, we'll put that one on top. Preferably non-sticky plate here. And then the piece of paper. Non-sticky side again. And I wonder if I have too many shims in here. Ugh. You want it to be tight. Not so tight that you're gonna break the handle off trying to do this, but you do want it quite tighter than you normally would running a die through. Okay, and then you can, I mean, the nice thing with this is you can keep doing this over and over. You can see it kind of imprints it into the plate, so there is some give. So there's a bit of bulging at the back, but not as much. So it's more flattening the paper than it is kind of going into the paper. So that's the difference that you get between using hard plates and something softer where it can kind of have that give. So you can imagine if you have like some detailed flowers or some, I don't know, some leaves or just any kind of die that has some nice detail to it, you can do the foiled look. Let's jump ahead. So this is the one with the 3. So I don't know if you can tell, you can very slightly see that 3rd layer on there. So that's, oops, so I have it this way. Oops, it's because I'm holding it upside down. Okay, there we go. Now you can see the difference. This is with 2 layers. This is with 3. And then I just added some basic rhinestones. And this is the tape from the same, from the Cheerful Daisies dies. This is the daisies that I cut out. It goes with the Cheerful Daisies stamp set. This is in the annual catalog. It is bundled, so if you buy them together, they're 10% off. But you can see, you can use just dies. You can use dies and stamps. This next one, I'm only going to use dies. And it is quite pretty as well. All right, so this next one, I have gone for just the gold foil sheets. They're all the same. They're all gold. They're not as shiny as, say, the other ones that you saw, but they are still shiny. And I have a piece of background paper, and then I have the Wanted to Say dies, which I have been using a lot. These dies are new this year. In the annual catalog, they have the background piece and then they have the writing piece. So this is why they're great with the foil, because the writing is nice and slim and detailed, and then you've got the background behind it. So if I show you, where did it go? Here's one with just paper on paper, and it does have that texture, right, because it's sitting on top. So then I cut out a happy birthday. So I've got the background piece. I did end up putting adhesive on there, so I didn't have to squish it out. And then I have adhesive on here as well. So here's my gold. So then, now on my sample, I ran it through and flattened it with just the sentiment part. The only thing I found is that if you don't put it to your main piece, then if you pop it up with dimensionals, it's fine. So if you're going to pop it up, you don't need to worry about putting it on your paper first and running it through. But if you want it all flat, then put it on your paper first and then flatten it out. So this one I will flatten. The other one that I did, I should have popped it up on dimensionals, and you'll see the difference, because I didn't. I was trying to glue it flat, and then I realized, oh, because it has that bumpiness on the back side from where you get the flatness on the front, you end up with a bit, it sticks up a little bit. So it's not, it wasn't the flat look I guess I was hoping for. Okay. So there's our happy birthday. It's beautiful the way it is. This is just another way and a different look to use. That's all I'm giving you. It's not the better way. It's not the right way. It's not the wrong way. It just is a look. If you like it, great. You don't, then don't use it. You know, it's all good. I think I used the wrong side when I did this last time, so we'll use the wrong side again. I've got Pool Party and Pool Party, so it matches. And I'm just gonna lightly, I don't want it to be like in your face obvious that there's something there. So you just have kind of a nice light pattern on there. That's from the Artistic Pattern Masks, Artistic Masks, something artistic something. Okay, so then I'm going to pull this off. Since, like I said, I put adhesive sheet on the back instead of glue. Like so. Okay, and then I'm going to pull in my big boss here. And I'm going to go back to using the other setup so that it can bulge a little more forgiving. I did also try it with this underneath the clear plate, so you don't get that forgiveness, but it doesn't tear as much. So it's more of a shim in that sense if you do it that way. Okay, this is the good side. All right, I think I have the right formula here. So we'll find out once we run her through. Okay, so this plate actually helps the mat not stick and pull so much, which is why I switched to it. Oh yes, it's nice and flat, and then you can see it's popped up at the back, but we're not going to see that. So we have a nice flat happy birthday, which is what I was going for, and I will show you if you don't have it, if you haven't run it through with this background piece. All right, so then I cut out some, except for I've just thrown all my garbage in with it. I cut out some of these pretty flowers. I don't like that one. It's too tone on tone. All right, let's see, where's a blue? Oh, I don't have any dots. I can't make them. Anyways, these flowers are from the Paper Florist Dies. I did a video on this probably at least a month ago now. They are new this year in the catalog. They are a standalone die of a bunch of flowers that you can make a whole bouquet of flowers with. Oh, hi Marcy. I just noticed you were there. All right, I have not been, I got so into this whole foiling stuff. I haven't been paying attention. There haven't been a lot of comments today, so I guess I wasn't paying that much attention. All right, so here's the finished card. Now you can see how the edge of this, I don't know if you can see that in the video, but it's not flat with the paper. So I think it would look better if I popped it up on dimensionals. I just had glued it down because in my head it was going to be flat. So if you want it flat, run it through on the paper and then pop up the paper on dimensionals, right? And then you get that look of this all being flat. It looks like this is foiled, and then you can have your flowers and stuff popped up on top, right? And you can, I don't have any centerpieces here to, I have a blue center here. Like a flower here. So that's the difference in those. All right, so those are my 3 cards for today. Hopefully this is something new to you. Marcy, is this new, or did you already know you could make the foil look? Am I like slow to the table here? I was just so excited when I saw this. So let me find this other one. these are the 3 cards that I did today. So this is kind of to mimic what a background die would look like, something big behind. This is just using dies and layering them and getting a look with different colors of foil. And then this is just using it with the writing. But I really like the foil look. It's kind of very simple and subtle. It's not so woof, 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 right? So if you have something like these florals that you want to pop, then it's nice when but you still get the shiny, and it's not, like you can do shiny with embossing powder, but this is a way to use your dies and get the shiny, but still have it flat and simple. All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed these. Post, tag me if you make some stuff that's faux foil. All right, we'll hopefully see you guys next week. Bye.